Hello and welcome to this tutorial with me, Paul Hill from creativepsd.com. In this video I'm going to transform a photograph by applying a quick and easy canvas effect in Adobe Photoshop. By adding noise and applying motion blurs you can create a realistic looking canvas effect which can be applied to any photograph. So let's get started. Once you're inside Photoshop you need to open up the image that you're going to be applying this effect to. And for this one I'm going to be using a photograph of my hamster Littlefoot, and I'm going to go ahead and rename the background layer to original. I'm then going to lock this so that it can't be edited and create two duplicates. So with the top layer selected I'm going to go ahead and desaturate this layer, and you can do that with Ctrl+Shift+U or go through image adjustments and then desaturate, and this will create the grayscale effect. Now this isn't the effect that I want, so I'm going to set the opacity of the top layer to 30% and then merge the two layers so that we're just working with the one layer. And then if we toggle between the two we can see that we've created the desired dulled effect that you usually get with a canvas print. I'm now just going to try and sharpen the image up a little bit, and then if I zoom in close, hopefully this comes across well on the video, you can just see as I apply the sharpen and then go back to the original that it does actually enhance the image. So we're now going to add the almost grainy effect that you get on a canvas print, and the way I'm going to approach this is to add a solid colour layer with a colour of white. You can do this with black, but I tend to find that that darkens the image too much, so I'll be using white, and then go filter, noise and add noise. I press OK to rasterize the layer, and then I'm going to select that to 100% Gaussian and monochromatic noise. With that layer in place I'm going to hit Ctrl+J to duplicate the layer, and then with both selected reduce the opacity to 50% so that we can see things a little clearer. With only one of the noise layers selected, I'm going to go filter, blur and then motion blur. Now this is the point where we're going to add the almost cross-hatching effect that you get with canvases, so ensuring that the angle is set to 0 and with a distance of 45 pixels I'm going to apply that. Then moving to the top layer I'm going to go through the same process, but this time ensuring that it's at 90 degrees so that I get the vertical blur. And then with the motion blurs applied to the layers correctly I can select the two and then merge them into one single layer. I'm then going to drop the opacity of this layer down to about 50%, and you can see that things are starting to take shape now. And then one more thing, I'm just going to change the blend mode of this layer to lighten. There are a few other blend modes which will work, but I found that lighten is the best one. We're now going to select the Smart Sharpen option. Now this is quite a complex tool, and what this is going to do is to remove some of the Gaussian blur that we introduced in the steps before. Now this is quite a large image that I'm actually working on, original dimensions, so it will take my computer a little bit of time to catch up. Obviously the smaller the image you work with, the quicker this process will be. Okay, so there you can see that it has removed some of the Gaussian blur. I'm just going to zoom in and then using Ctrl+Z show you the contrast in before and afters, and I think it's quite clear that that is a wanted step. So once again I'm going to go ahead and merge the two visible layers so that we're just working with a single layer, and start to apply some brightness and contrast adjustments. I'm going to go -15 for brightness and 55 for contrast. Feel free to experiment on your own images, but these were the values that I felt worked best for this one. And yet again let's merge the two layers so that we're just working with a single. Okay, so that's it pretty much completed. I'm just going to zoom in now so that we can take a closer look at the effect. So with canvas prints I tend to find that you get an almost grainy cross-hatched effect, which I think has been represented quite well here. And if we toggle between the final outcome and the original layer you can see the transformation which has taken place. Okay, so thanks for watching and I hope you found this video useful. Feel free to check out my website www.creativepsd.com for more tutorials and design work. Thanks again.